The laughter sliced through the hum of the crowded cafe, like a knife through silk. I froze, my coffee cup halfway to my lips as her voice bright and sharp as a bell, cut above the rest. "Oh, him? Just an office clerk. Nothing special." The words landed like a punch, and the cackling that followed from her friends twisted the blade. I sat 2 tables away, hidden behind a newspaper I'd stopped reading, my heart hammering so loud I thought it might betray me. My wife Elise hadn't seen me. She didn't know I was here. We'd been married 3 years, together for 7. I'd always thought her laughter was my home. Warm, safe mine. Now it mocked me, each peal stripping away the man I thought I was to her. An office clerk. Nothing special. The words looped in my mind, each repetition tightening the knot in my chest. I wanted to stand, to confront her, to demand why, but my legs felt like lead. Instead, I listened, invisible, as her friends' voices overlapped in a cruel chorus. "Elise, you're too good for that," one said, her tone dripping with pity. "You need someone with ambition." "God, yeah," another chimed in. "You're like radiant." "And he's, what, pushing papers all day?" Elise laughed again, softer this time, but it wasn't the laugh I knew. It was guarded, performative. "He's sweet, okay? But yeah, sometimes I wonder what I'm doing." My fingers tightened around the cup, the heat scalding my palm. Sweet. The word felt like a consolation prize. I stared at the newspaper, the print blurring as my mind raced. Had she always felt this way? I thought of the late nights I'd spent listening to her dreams, the mornings I'd made her coffee just the way she liked. 2 sugars, a whisper of cream. I thought of the ring I'd saved for, the one she still wore, glinting on her finger as she waved her hand dismissively now. The cafe smelled of burnt espresso and cinnamon, a cloying mix that turned my stomach. Outside, rain streaked the windows, smearing the neon glow of the city into a watercolor haze. I'd come here to surprise her, to steal a moment between my endless spreadsheets and her gallery job. She'd texted me she was meeting friends, and I'd thought, why not? Why not show up, be the spontaneous husband she used to tease me for not being? What a fool. I should have noticed the signs. The way she'd started staying late at work, claiming deadlines for art shows that never seemed to materialize. The way her phone was always face down now, her passcode changed last month. Privacy, she'd said with a smile, and I'd believed her because I loved her. Because I trusted her. Because I was an idiot. Another laugh pulled me back. "You should have seen him at the last opening," Elise was saying, her voice conspiratorial. "He was so out of place, fiddling with his tie like a nervous kid." I felt bad, but, God, it was embarrassing. My throat burned. I remembered that night. The gallery was all glass and sharp angles, filled with people who spoke in metaphors and sipped overpriced wine. I'd worn my best suit, the one she'd picked out, and stood by her side as she charmed curators and artists. I'd thought she was proud of me for being there, for trying. Apparently, I was wrong. I set the cup down, my hands trembling. Part of me wanted to storm over, to demand answers. But another part, the part that still loved her, despite everything, wanted to understand. Why was she saying this? Was it just talk, a way to fit in with these women who dripped with disdain for anything ordinary? Or was it true, a confession of feelings she'd buried so deep I'd never seen them? The cafe door chimed and a man walked in. Tall, tailored suit, hair slicked back with effortless confidence. Elise's face lit up and my stomach dropped. "James," she called, waving him over. He slid into the booth beside her. Too close, his hand brushing her arm as he leaned in to kiss her cheek. The gesture was casual, intimate. Familiar. I couldn't breathe. The newspaper crumpled in my fists. James. Her gallery director. The one she'd mentioned in passing, always with a careful neutrality that I'd never questioned. He was older, maybe 40, with the kind of charisma that filled a room. I watched as she tilted her head toward him, her smile unguarded, the way it used to be with me. "You're late," she teased, her voice light, flirtatious. "Had to close a deal," he said, his tone smooth as whiskey. "You know how it is, Elise. Art doesn't sell itself." Her friends laughed, and the conversation shifted, but I couldn't hear it anymore. My pulse roared in my ears, drowning out everything but the image of her hand resting on his arm, her fingers lingering a moment too long. I wanted to be wrong. I wanted this to be a misunderstanding, a trick of my tired mind. But the truth was a shadow creeping closer, undeniable. I stood, my chair scraping against the floor. No one noticed. I left the newspaper behind and walked out into the rain, the cold biting my skin. My phone buzzed in my pocket, her name on the screen. A text, home late tonight. Gallery stuff. Love you. Love you. The words felt like a lie, each letter a shard of glass. I didn't reply. I walked, the city blurring around me, until I reached our apartment. The space felt foreign now, the couch where we'd binge-watched shows, the kitchen table where we'd argued and made up. Her perfume lingered in the air, sweet and suffocating. I sat on the edge of our bed, staring at the framed photo on the nightstand. Us, laughing on a beach last summer. Her arms were around me, her eyes bright with something I'd thought was love. Now I wondered if it was pity, or worse, obligation. Hours passed. The key turned in the lock, and Elise stepped inside, her heels clicking on the hardwood. "Hey," she called, her voice cheerful. "You're up late." I didn't move. She appeared in the doorway, her smile faltering when she saw my face. "What's wrong?" she asked, stepping closer. I looked at her, the woman I'd built my life around, and felt the weight of every ignored red flag, every rationalized doubt. "I was at the cafe today," I said, my voice steady despite the storm inside me. "I heard you." Her eyes widened, just for a moment, before she masked it with confusion. "What are you talking about? You called me nothing special. An office clerk." My voice cracked on the last word, betraying me. "You laughed, Elise. With them. With him." She opened her mouth, then closed it. Her face softened, but it wasn't remorse, it was calculation. "You weren't supposed to hear that," she said quietly. The admission hit harder than the betrayal itself. No denial, no defense. Just the truth, cold and bare. "Why?" I asked, the word barely a whisper. She looked away, her fingers twisting the ring on her hand. "I don't know," she said finally. "I love you, but I want more. I want someone who gets me, who fits in my world. You're good, but you're not enough." Not enough. The words echoed, final as a slammed door. I stood, my heart a raw bleeding thing. "Then why stay?" I asked, my voice rising. "Why pretend?" Her eyes met mine, and for the first time, I saw guilt. But it was fleeting, replaced by something harder. "Because I didn't want to hurt you," she said. "But maybe I should've." I laughed, a bitter sound that startled us both. "Too late for that." I walked past her, grabbing my coat. She didn't stop me. As I stepped into the rain, the city swallowing me whole, I realized the twist. The betrayal wasn't just hers. It was mine too, for loving someone who'd stopped loving me, for building a life on a lie I'd chosen to believe.